Out at Turner Stadium today, catching up with Taylor men's soccer head coach Gary Ross to look back at the 2019 season for he and the Trojans. Obviously not as many wins as you guys wanted this year, but what do you take away here from 2019?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a. I mean, it was a difficult year overall. I think we had some highlights tying Madonna up at their place. Number 4 team in the country was certainly not anything to take lightly. I think our win over Grace here at home, when they're receiving votes, I mean, it was a good result. I think the thing that we take from this year is we were very close in a lot of games. We just didn't have the guy to put the ball in the back of the net. It just didn't happen for us. And so at the end of the day, the takeaway is continue to work as hard as we did, I think, on the defensive side of things, continue to build in terms of how we can possess the ball and go find a guy who can put the ball in the net a little bit more and challenge some of the current guys that we have who we've kind of brought in to do that and help them get better and, just build the whole thing up.
How do you try to take a lot of the disappointing results from this year and try to use that as fuel and motivation when you guys get back into the gym to lift in the winter and also when you get back onto the field for spring practice?
Yeah, I mean, I think the basic, fundamental thing that we all, understand in athletics is that failure, well, it's just life too. Failure is just an opportunity to learn and get better and to improve yourself. And so, I mean, when you have, I don't know, last few games we weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net. They were relatively close games, but at the end of the day, like, you got to walk away with a sour taste in your mouth and then use that as motivation. So, I mean, if you're literally asking like how you do that, well, I'm sure there's plenty of times when we're going to have some guys who were maybe unable to finish, who while they're sitting up in the weight room, they're actually envisioning themselves finishing the ball and getting stronger and bigger so that they can actually get out here and perform a little bit better this next year. But in terms of just the overall approach to it, it's like life, man. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't, and it's how you respond that really matters. So, yeah, getting after it in the weight room and getting better with futsal in the winter, and me going out and getting a high-level player and making sure that we can get someone who can put the ball in the back of the net consistently. I mean, that's the goal.
You've obviously been at this a while as the head coach of the Taylor men's soccer program. You've seen a lot of senior classes come through here during your time. What has this year's class meant to you, and what's been their impact on the program overall?
Yeah, I think specifically they've been a big I think part of helping the culture kind of turn around. We had mentioned even in last year's year-end summaries and mid-year report and all that stuff, just the efforts that we put into that. They were pretty key on that, creating a family environment, with the guys. I think of Luke on the field in terms of some of the saves he's made over the years have been absolutely astounding. I think back to the Mount Vernon PK thing and all that, and Josie and Peter and Keaton. Keaton had a big play against Grace here this year, get us the ball to Mikey and score. Josie's had some goals. Peter's had some goals. Mikey has, been has obviously had some goals as well that have been key. One was his Bethel tournament goal a couple years back. Another one was his goal against Grace this year. So, I got memories that are highlights in my head about that. But I think more importantly than all of it, they're just good, decent young men, and I think they were good teammates to the rest of the guys and helped to kind of continue to foster a good culture. So.
Gary, thanks for the time. Best of luck with the offseason work. And then before we know it, the 2020 season will be here upon us.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
That is Gary Ross, the Taylor men's soccer head coach, joining me today to stay up to date with everything Taylor men's soccer. Log on to TaylorTrojans.com.